I say, please acquire one of your daughters, Bakshi. Got the best one. Actually, I was taken her.
We are gathered here tonight to bid farewell to the Air Star from the first Mark. Air Marshal Suri and Mrs. Suri have been very closely associated and for a very long time with Central Air Command and all the Air Force stations and the units that come under Central Air Command. With our station, they have built up
Air Force Commanding, ladies and gentlemen, may I begin by making a confession, and that is that you would have been thrust down your neck with this speech if it wasn't for the fact that I wanted to personally speak with all of you. And I thought that before I leave this command, maybe I could be afforded an opportunity to do so. You know, when I got married, the only sensible thing that my wife uttered was that senior officers seem to have a tendency where they are infatuated by their own voice and thought, and they like to articulate at every gathering. I thought you were very right then, but this evening, honestly, the intention is somewhat different. It is because in this gathering, I have, in all honesty, found professionalism, loyalty, dedication to the cause of service to the Air Force of a very high order. And that means a lot to me, because what has really been very sacred to me is the fact that each one of us has an oath to the service and to the country, and that each one of us must perform accordingly. You know, I have always been of firm belief and conviction that we in the services are indeed a run above the others. This I say primarily because we in the services do represent the intelligentsia in our country. And also we are the people who not only are imbibed with but also portray the finest qualities and value systems that I think each one of us would cherish to have in any society. And it is because of this that we have been able to form for ourselves a society which is full of camaraderie, brotherhood, and with a sense of belonging. You know, the most important thing here is that this society has not come our way by chance. This society has come about by the earnest and dedicated efforts of our predecessors and ourselves, that is you and I. And therefore, when I find in a station or in a gathering the collective and the individual performances being commensurate to these very aims and these very aspirations, one obviously is elated. And I indeed will hand over command with the greatest amount of satisfaction. But that satisfaction is not because of my work. That satisfaction is because of your work and the love and the trust that you have reposed in your own command. You know, I have mentioned a number of times that any person, in no matter what profession he belongs, he has to work out two simple things. The first of this is, what is his mission in life? And the second is, what is his mission in the service? As far as your mission in life is concerned, most of us do sincerely believe it is to keep our wives happy. But when it comes to the service, it is demanding. It means a display of professional acumen at all times. It means portrayal of the highest qualities or the highest ingredients of a human being at all times. And therefore, my friends, it is my very sincere request that this society that we have built, around which we feel so proud, kindly do not permit any dilution. Do not for a moment feel the dilution is coming because you may wrongly feel that you belong to a stream which may not be as coveted as the next stream. Do not for a moment think that you belong to a cult which may be not as coveted as the next. We are all here with one aim, and that is combined services to our country. And whilst on this theme, I must say a few words on the inter-services relationship. You know, it was some time ago that I had heard a very vulgar expression, which then I think I was immature and I quite enjoyed. It was the thing of a general, an admiral, and an air marshal at a party. The general got up and he made his speech and referred to the Air Force as the Cinderella of the armed forces. Then the admiral got up, made his speech, once again referred to the Air Force as the Cinderella of the armed forces. So when it came to the Air Marshal's turn, he merely said that I don't know much about Cinderella, except that she had two very ugly sisters. What I am trying to say is not a matter of laugh. What I am trying to say is that this inter-services rivalry which permeated in the West is vulgarity. In our country, there is no such thing as an inter-services rivalry. Because we know that the battlefield environment as it exists today, no single service can fight a war. We are also conscious of the fact that it is not the color of the uniform that matters, it is the color of our skin that matters. And therefore, may I say that fellow Indians, rise to the cause of the color of the skin. And let us together ensure that this camaraderie that exists intra-service spreads and permeates on an inter-services level, not by virtue of lip service, but by virtue of genuine feeling and closeness. One other thought I must share with you, in spite of the fact that my wife is getting a little bored and shaking her leg, which means she's going to fly towards me any second from now. And this is on the theme that I had said of the oath. I must qualify this. You know, I'm one of the retiring band air marshals, so don't think I'm making a political speech here. I'm speaking with you because being such an old man, I thought I might share some ideas. You know, each one of us have joined the armed forces voluntarily. None of us have really done our country a favor. And you're also aware that in a country which is a developing country like India, armed forces, however necessary they may be, is a very expensive luxury. And therefore, even at the cost of repeating myself on a million occasions, I will reiterate that we must be conscious of the fact that the peoples of our country have reposed a great amount of faith and trust in us. Lots of things differently. For instance, where I come from, that is Allahabad, husbands go on a long trek to avoid the wives, but I see you've done it reciprocally here. So obviously the motivation must be tremendous. But you've done us very proud. You've really done us very proud in the Air Force. And I think you're the first bunch of ladies that went from here. I don't know, in the services, has that been done? Laurie, you know a lot about girls. Where are you? All right, the answer is no. So, all right, you all have done it. And also the performance of this Air Force School over here, which my wife will talk about later, because I don't want to take away something that is very rightly hers. But what she's told me makes me feel very, very proud. And finally, I would like to say that since I am still in the Air Force for another few years, hopefully, we'll see a lot more of you. And I do hope I have the opportunity of visiting you here again, because it's such a pleasure to meet each one of you. May God bless you, and thank you very much. Douglas. Can I tell you want to speak for more than 5 seconds?
I'd like to present a trophy to the school over here on behalf of Aqua in our command. We have judged the school over here to be the best Air Force school within this command, and this trophy has been instituted from this year, from 87 onwards. It gives me great pleasure to present this trophy to Mrs. Nirmal.
All the hard work. I think you three have to get in together. I think you will. Otherwise, the parents are after our figures. There. That I spoke more than 3 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Now what's the time? What time will it be? 9 o'clock.
done or what? Right.
Yeah, my briefcase and my... Good, let me just have one quick look since I come to yours. There must be a safety to do it. Maybe I came up for
मिल गया सर सर हाँ सर सर नो प्रॉब्लम
Hello, ask you. Yeah.
Last year, 8 and 7, 87. 3 and 7, 37. 1 and 7, 17. 5 tickets on 1. Two and 3, 23. Coming of age, 2 and 1, 21. 2 sevens, 7 and 7. 1 and 4, 1 and 7. 1 and 4, 14. Sorry. Blind, 6 and 0. Yes. 3 and 5, 35. 2 fat majors, 88. 1 less,